What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? Go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I hope you like this video. This is going to be your review for the Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 12 episode, season 14 episode 9. So we pick up this episode. We have Sheree at her daughter's podcast. Her daughter's podcast is, grown folk conversation, about sex and sex stuff and positions and all that good stuff. Now, while they're there filming the podcast, they get this news alert about Tyrone feeding a story to the tabloids about the two of them not really speaking and how filming the show was going to get him locked up. And I remember that story. I don't remember what blog posted it, but I do remember hearing that information. And she said, listen, he knew he was being filmed. Matter of fact, it was his idea because he wanted to get his side of the story out and he wanted to use it as a platform to tell his story. So all of that is bull hockey. Whatever. Now, at the end of the day, listen. I don't know what it is. I don't care anymore. We have a scene later on in the episode where Sheree has a whole breakdown. And she's like, I'm done with him. I can't believe I gave up 2-3 years of my life with him. He ain't this and he ain't that. Listen, that's what we go through when we go through a breakup, okay? We date a guy. Our family has told us he ain't no good. Our friends have told us he ain't no good. The internet done told us he ain't no good. You getting DMs in your inbox telling you that he got your car, picking up another girl from work. Listen, we break up with people when we're ready to break up with them. We leave people when we're ready to leave them. And there's really nothing anybody can say or do to make us do it any faster than when we're ready to do it. That's just it. That's really what it boils down to. Like, we do it when we're ready to do it, and that's it. That's all. So, Sheree, listen, you was dating a felon. You had to know that probably wasn't going to turn out the way you wanted it to turn out. I'm just saying. So, she decides that she's going to have herself a sleepover party to, bond with the ladies, get rid of the juju, get rid of the bad spirits and all that. So, we'll get back to that. Then we see Marlo at home with the boys. The boys tearing her house up. They are acting out. They're not doing good in school. They're getting in trouble in school. The older boy getting disrespectful to his teachers. They not following her rules. They're, listen. And she said all this happened after they had the phone call with their mother. And she going to turn to them and say, well, do y'all need to be in therapy? I think y'all need to be in therapy. Marlo, why aren't they already in therapy? There's absolutely, listen, from the day they came to live with you, once, I don't even care if it was temporary, because I think originally it was only supposed to be temporary, but you should have put them in therapy from the beginning. The fact that they had to leave Florida, you said they weren't living good in Florida, they were eating oodles and noodles every day, things weren't great, and then they moved to Atlanta, so the fact that they were young when this happened, they should have been in therapy. I ain't need to go through all that. And then you're going to ask them, do you think you need to be in therapy? You don't ask a child, do you think you need to be in therapy? You put them in therapy. And let's be clear, you need therapy too, Marlo. And I don't mean that in a bad way. But you need therapy because you're dealing with it too. And you need help in how to deal with your nephews who are going through what they're going through. Yes, they're acting out. And they're going to act out, and here's the reality of the situation, especially with kids. Adults do it too, but more so with children. They're going to act out with the person that's closest to them. They're going to hurt the person that's there, which is you. They can't get to their mama. They can't hurt the person who they're really angry with, so they hurt the person who's there. So, of course, they're going to do the one thing that they know is going to bother you the most. They're going to cut up in school, and they're going to tear up that house. Now, we find out later on in the episode, Marlo done gave their ass away. She done put them out. She got fed up, and she told them to get the hell out. She put them out, and she sent them to go live with her sister. She said, listen, I need a break. I'm going to let them go live with her for 30 days because I just need me a minute. Here's the thing. I see that from both sides of it. I see both sides of this coin. Yes, it's a lot. Yes, you're probably frustrated. Yes, you might need a break. It's the way in which you did it. Because the last thing these boys need to feel like is that somebody else is throwing them away. If you had said, listen, what she called them, Monty, Auntie, Marlo, I need a break. I need a vacation. Not from y'all, just in general. I got some things I'm taking care of with the house, trying to build the house. Like, you could have come up with a way of doing that where they didn't feel abandoned. Because remember, they're testing you. They're testing you, Marlo. And I ain't gonna say you failed the test, but girl, you failed that test. But we'll get back to that anyway, child. So then we see Sonya go over to Kenya's house, and Sonya, they talked about what happened with dropping with Drew. They checked on Candy. Listen, it was a little boy that was trying to break in her house. They gave him a warning, told him if he came back, they would arrest him. It was weird, whatever. They talked about the whole Marlo thing, and Kenya was like, listen, Marlo just brings out the worst in me. Like, that's it, that's all. Marlo brings out the worst in me, and, you know, I just can't deal with that anymore. Like, I'm not going to keep playing this game with Marlo. You know, she's not going to talk to me crazy. She's not going to, you know, all those different things. Like, I just can't do it. Then we see Drew with her mama. Her mama's in town. She took her to get a mani-pedi. And Drew is telling her mama all about what's going on with the ladies. And she's telling her about Sonya and why Sonya is coming for her. And she talked about when Sonya talked to Ralph. And he made the comment about them being busy. And she was like, well, y'all do act like y'all busy. And she said, you know, she took it as shade. She was like, I don't understand why she doing me like this. Why she treating me like this. Now, she did say something that I thought was very interesting. She said, well, remember, she was at your birthday party to her mom. So, you know, I guess her and Sonya did hang out outside of the cameras, because maybe they filmed it and they just didn't show the footage, because, you know, they're good for filming stuff and they don't show the footage. So they may have filmed it for the show and just didn't show the footage. I don't know. Then they talked about her mom. We know her mom is a minister. Her mom had a spiritual message for her and basically told her that, you know, it's people around her that's like basically planning her demise, planning her downfall, honey. And she said, well, shoot, I got so many daggers coming at me. I don't know which way it's coming. I don't know who planning my downfall. I don't know who doing it. Then we have, yeah, so that was pretty much that scene, you know, just the whole Sonya thing or whatever. So then we see Marlo, Sheree, and Sonya meeting at a little furniture store, because Marlo said, listen, you know, my house gonna be done in however many months, and because of the, you know, the Panorama, all of this stuff is on backlog, so I need to start ordering, you know, my furniture now and getting ready for the house now. So that's what they're doing. They're shopping and things like that. And of course they get to talking about what happened at the Dropper with Drew. And, you know, they threw a little shade at the Dropper with Drew. But of course they talked about Marlo and Kenya. And Marlo was like, you know, me and Kenya have never gotten along, but I've never seen her like that. I mean, for her to come at me like that. And I'm like, girl. Now I will say this. Marlo has said some really nasty things to Kenya in the past. But listen, everybody got a breaking point, child. Everybody got a breaking point. Everybody got a moment where they done. And Sonya was telling them that, you know, she did meet up with Kenya. And they almost were like, oh, nah, you with Kenya? Oh, nah, you ain't with Kenya. But she said, listen, I think you and Kenya need to just talk it out. You know, I feel like y'all can work this out, whatever. Then she tells them about the boys, and she lets them know that she put the boys out. And of course, they're like, girl, you can't put them out. Basically, everything I just already said, you know. But first of all, it's already a done deal. And second of all, it's Marlo, child. So it is what it is, child. They ain't coming back. So Sheree is having her sleepover, and the dress code is nudes. Everybody was supposed to wear some nude pajamas. And it looked nice, you know. Everybody was there. Everybody showed up. She had paint and sip, like erotic paint and sips. She had male and female nude models to model the stuff, you know, so they could paint the models. It looked like she had some good food. She had some good drink. She did a wardrobe change. She even had Lisa Wu there. She had a couple of other friends there. I said, okay, Lisa Wu, I see you, girl. I see you. And her friend, Tuma, she had some herbs. Now, she's from Africa. I forgot what country they said she's from, but she's from Africa. And she had some herbs almost like the yoni thing, the yoni steamer where you sit on it and you steam out your hoo-ha-ha. And she had the incense for Sheree to steam out her hoo-ha-ha and get her ready for the next man. Get all that Tyrone energy out so she'll be ready for the whoever energy to come in. And everybody was having a good time. You know, she did a wardrobe change into this MCM robe and pajamas. And who showed up in the same thing, the MCM robe and pajamas? Drew. I said, child. Drew just can't. It's always Drew, child. It's always Drew. Drew tried to have a conversation with Sonya about the little comment she made to Ralph. Now, listen, Sonya, it was a little shady. But I don't think it was that deep. Like, it wasn't that serious. But Sonya was like, girl, I ain't about to sit here and have this conversation with you. Like, I'm having a good time. I'm having fun. And I'm not doing this with you. Like, you making a mountain out of a molehill. It wasn't that serious. I'm moving on. And, of course, Drew was looking crazy because she literally walked away from Drew. Drew was looking crazy. Now, while all of this is going on, y'all know what was happening? Kenya was getting drunk. And I thought it was hilarious. I loved it. I enjoyed it. Kenya was getting drunk, honey. And listen, we like drunk Kenya. We've seen drunk Kenya a time or two. And we like drunk Kenya. Okay? Now, Sheree's friend, Tuma, she did a damn background check on Drew and Ralph. Because remember, her and Drew got into it at the damn tea party about that assistant calling Ralph gay, honey. And she said that they got all kinds of aliases. And one of Ralph's aliases is a woman named Danielle. Now, Drew said that Danielle is her assistant. And so she don't understand how that happened. But her husband don't have no damn alias. Okay? It is what it is. Now, Candy said that her husband is like Tommy off of Martin. He got money, but don't nobody know what he do. Listen. All I know is that the man who do real estate pulled them and said that all of them got aliases. That they got 10, 12 aliases, okay? I mean, there's different reasons why you can have an alias, okay? You can have, like, when you pull your credit report, you might have 2 or 3 different names on there. If you've been married, if you've been single, your middle name, not your middle name. Like, you could have 2 or 3 names, but Danielle... How your assistant become one of your aliases? I mean, I do know that assistants do book like hotel rooms and book flights and stuff, but they don't use their own information, do they? Maybe they do. Like for celebrities, maybe they do so that a celebrity name doesn't show up. But don't nobody care about you, Ralph. Anyway, in Kenya's drunken stupor, she lets it be known that Toomey done... searched out and got this information. But listen, to her credit, she ain't back down. She was like, I did. He looked it up and he said that you got 10 aliases and what? I said, okay, girl. Like, I can appreciate the fact that you ain't back down. Like, I can appreciate that you stood in your shit. Now, while this was going on, Marlo and Candy had a conversation. And Marlo apologized and told Candy, listen, I'm sorry. I had a lot going on and I took it out on you and I do apologize. And Candy was like, girl, I'm going to accept your apology. But just know that, you was about to be on my list. You was about to be on the outs. But, I feel that you got a lot going on. I understand you got a lot going on. And she told Marlo, too, that she can't put them boys out. But like I said, Marlo did it. She put them boys out. 30 days, she said she needed a break. Child. Anyway, Kenya's ass was drunk. And Kenya was so drunk that she even was like, is my wig on straight? And Marlo was like, oh my goodness, I'm so glad that you were at a place now where you can admit that you wear a wig. I mean, we all wear wigs. Now listen, Marlo, you and Kenya have been getting along really well. And all you had to do was leave it alone. That's it. All you had to do was leave it alone. Then she want to start talking about, I'm just glad that your self-esteem came up enough for you to admit that you got on a wig. Girl, and Candy was like, Marlo, stop. Like we were having a good time. Kenya is drunk. Like, just stop. Like, let us have fun. Let us live in the moment. Why you gotta be nasty? So, Marlo just can't help herself. Like, Marlo just can't help herself. Okay? Anyway, Lisa Wu and Sonya got into it because Lisa Wu was talking too much and Sonya was trying to talk and Lisa Wu got mad. Now, I feel like Lisa Wu was wrong in that. Because Lisa Wu, girl, you were talking too much. And Sonya was trying to have a moment and address something that you said, and you just got rude about it. I don't know. And they got the yelling. Child, I don't know. I think Lisa Wu was trying to create a moment. I don't know, girl. Maybe you're trying to get their attention. Then, Sheree did the incense. You know, she woo-ha-ha, her hoo-ha-ha. And Drew said it was black magic and she didn't want nothing to do with it, child. Drew did not participate. She said, I don't want no pots of the incense burning over the hoo-ha-ha. Now, I don't know how that ends up being black magic, but girl, whatever, child. I just think in that moment, she just decided she was going to be a stick in the mud and she was just over the whole thing. Anyway, ultimately, it was a fun time. The ladies looked like they had a good time down to the Chateau Sheree. And we'll see what they get into next week, honey. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.